Hey guys, just wanted to hop on real quick and I want to give you a few tips on how to make more money off of phones that you have already bought. So again, these are phones that you have already picked up from a customer, you've already paid for them, you have them in your possession, and I'm going to show you how to make more money off of those phones. So I'm sure a lot of you, and this is mainly the point of this video, a lot of you are selling your phones on eBay. That's something that I did starting out. I'm sure many of you have. A lot of you probably still are. The hassle with eBay and the reason that I stopped using eBay is because there's too much liability. First of all, with eBay, you've got to pay 13% of your fees off of your final listing. It'll get lower than that, but on average, especially starting out, you're usually paying 13%. Not to insult anybody's intelligence, but that just means that every $100 of a phone, eBay is going to get $13 of that, and then you have to pay for shipping. So that alone is a reason to kind of look elsewhere, find a different solution. A lot of you, I'm sure, have been contacted by people on eBay that say, hey, I just bought this phone from you. Can you please ship it to my brother who's in the hospital in North Carolina because it's for him and he just got put in the hospital like 5 minutes ago. That's super annoying. I know y'all don't like dealing with that. I never like dealing with it. It's just so annoying. Another thing, with eBay, you have to worry about stupid returns. You have to worry about returns that are just petty, buyer's remorse. You have to worry about somebody sending a phone back to you, even if it isn't the original phone. It just creates a lot of hassle. With eBay, you also have to take a picture of the phone, take a lot of good pictures, write a listing out for it, make sure you describe it perfectly, the whole 9 yards. It takes about, when I would do it anyways, when I was doing it right, I didn't have a template or anything, but it was taking me 20 minutes to do it for each phone. So if you have a lot of phones, that's a lot of time just on eBay listings. So you have to worry about that. You have to worry about returns 2-3 months down the road. For those reasons, I kind of stopped dealing with eBay, and I discovered something else that is actually saving me a lot of money and making me more money, and that's private buyers. You might ask, what is a private buyer? I'm sure you've at least heard of a private buyer. You might not know what it is, but pretty much what a private buyer is these large companies. Usually they just have a lot of cash flow, and they're just like us. They're phone resellers. So what they're going to do is they're going to buy phones for a high price and then resell them overseas, usually overseas. And they have low margins on their phones, but since they're dealing with so many phones weekly, it's worth it to them to only make like $30 or $40 a phone. A good thing about these private buyers is there's a lot of them. I'm going to list out as many as I can. I might leave some out. But again, this is the perfect reason to join my Facebook group, Phone Flipping A through Z, because if I leave something out in this video, it's going to be posted in the Facebook group. So the link to that is below. But good things about private buyers is you know exactly how to appraise the price of a phone. And you might ask, how exactly can you do that? Well, the thing with a private buyer is they have their own price sheet. So basically what that means is every single week, they know exactly how much they can sell their phones for, so they create a price list. That price list goes out to you, and then you know exactly how much you can sell it to them for. So when you're dealing with a customer, you know exactly how much you can sell that phone for. So that's going to help you negotiating. That's going to save you time because you don't have to go through the eBay method of how to appraise a phone, all of that. So the price list is good. I have a generic price list uploaded on my Facebook group just so you can kind of see what a grading scale is, because that's how you're gonna appraise the phone. I have that price list, the grading scale of the price list in the file section. So for example, you would know how much a brand new XS Max goes for. You would know how much a used one goes for, a cracked one goes for, an iCloud lock goes for, all of that. They have it split up based on carriers, based on gigabytes. So it's very specific. You know exactly what you're getting into when you sell them the phone. So that alone is a great reason to sell to a private buyer. Another thing with a private buyer is you can send all of your phones directly to them. So like right now I've got 5 phones on me that I picked up within the past 2 days. And what I can do is I can ship all of these phones to a private buyer. That's going to save me on shipping because generally with eBay, you're paying $8, $8 to $10, at least when I was doing it, on shipping for a phone. So that means, let's say you get 10 in 2 weeks, which for a lot of people is normal. You'd be spending $80, $100, $120 on shipping. And if you deal with a private buyer, you can put all of your phones in one box, ship them off to them. It'll be much cheaper. You'll save a lot of time. You don't have to ship it out to individual people. Just throw it all in one box, put insurance on it, and you're good to go. Now, if you get to the point when you're dealing with a lot of phones, it's very likely a private buyer will pay your shipping for you. So that's something that I do a lot. I reach out to private buyers. I ask them, hey, is there any way you could pay my shipping? If you don't deal with a lot of phones, please don't ask a private buyer to do this. They probably won't do it, but they're going to do this to help you out if you're sending them a lot of phones weekly. So, just on shipping, you're going to save a lot of time. I'm drinking a lot of water because I recorded this video earlier, and it was so good. It was such a good video. I looked at it afterwards. My mouth was so dry, I could barely even talk. So I had to redo this. So if I'm awkwardly sipping water, that's exactly why. I'm going to go ahead and do it again real quick. So just on shipping, you're going to save a lot of time. You're going to save a lot of money. Like I said, in a lot of cases, they'll pay for your shipping for you. Besides that, when you're shipping off to them, you know exactly that you are sending your phones to a reputable person. So what that means is you don't have to worry about sketchy returns. You don't have to worry about them saying the phone wasn't in the box, all of that stuff. You're not dealing with a scammer. You're dealing with a private buyer. That being said, make sure the person you're sending your phones to is reputable. The way you can do that is you can just check out my Facebook group. We promote a few different private buyers, usually just one at a time, but it's people that we trust, people that we've dealt with before, and you have rest assured that if you do send your phones to them, they're going to help you out. So be in the Facebook group for nothing, if nothing else, just to check that out, just to see the private buyers, what your options are, everything. But again, we've got the grading scale that's uploaded in our file section. What I would do with a private buyer is I would reach out to them. The owners are usually in the Facebook groups. They're pretty active. Reach out to them. If you have any questions, you can ask them individually. But how you would ship to a private buyer real quickly is you would have all your phones. You would send them a PayPal invoice. If you've never dealt with a PayPal invoice, please Google that. Super easy. And it basically can mean that a private buyer can pay you very, very quickly as soon as you send that invoice to them, and that money is in your PayPal account. Now, I will say, just as a disclaimer, if you have not dealt with large quantities of phones in the past through PayPal, if they send you $2,000 or $3,000, it's probably going to be put on hold by PayPal just because it seems suspicious. But usually, when the private buyers receive the phones, they can go ahead and let that money be dispersed to you. So I just wanted to put that in there. Usually with eBay, you're going to have to wait for your money anyway, so that shouldn't really be an issue. So again, you can do that invoice. You can do the invoice. It takes me forever to drink water. I hate it. But you can do that invoice. It's going to save you time. They're going to go ahead and quickly pay it. Or what you can do if you don't want to worry about PayPal fees, because you're still going to have to worry about a 3% PayPal fee when you do the invoice. You can send your stuff to your private buyer up front. They can receive it, inspect it, and then do a bank wire transfer to you whenever they receive the phones. That's generally what I do now. That's going to save you literally thousands of dollars over the course of a year if you do that. So I highly recommend doing that. But make sure you trust your private buyer. Make sure they're reputable. Ask for references. Ask around in the group. It's a community. Use it. And just make sure that you're sending your phones to the right person. So I'm probably leaving something out. But again, if I am, it'll be in the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. And one last thing, you might look at the price list of the private buyer and you might say, hey, well, these phones are selling for $30, $40, $50 more on eBay than they are to the private buyer. And that is true, but on eBay, you're going to have to pay eBay fees, which could be anywhere 8 to 10% based on who you are, how much you sold on eBay. So that alone, you're going to save money. You don't have to worry about that with a private buyer. They're going to pay for your shipping. You can avoid PayPal fees with them if they go ahead and do the bank wire transfer to you. All of that. So private buyers are super, super good to work with. I highly recommend them. I don't post anything on eBay anymore. I haven't done it in months, and I'm doing better than ever. If you have any questions, please comment them below. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Helps me out. Helps me keep me motivated to post these videos. I know right now it's just like a blank wall behind me. It seems super boring. I'll try to put some graphics in. It probably won't work because I know nothing about YouTube. This is like my first rodeo, my first time doing this. But for that reason alone, I thank y'all so much for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe. Tell me, if there's anything I can improve on. Have any questions, put it in the comments below. But guys, again, thank you very much. Bye-bye.